back to another episode of The Wreck. If you're liking the series so far, leave a like, give me a comment about how you're feeling about it, subscribe if you're feeling adventurous. Let's continue and see where this ends up going.
Since the dawn of time, people have needed rituals to mark the big life events. Here, the artist is depicting her final farewell to her daughter. At least that's what she thought at the time. Neither Alex nor I could picture you in a tiny coffin. We really preferred that you remained with us, like fine sand in a pretty vase. But in the end, even that was too heavy. I kept thinking about it. One day, on a whim, I made the call. I didn't tell your father. I didn't feel like explaining. I just called Diane, and I told her to meet me over there, by the sea. And she didn't ask any questions, nothing. She just said, I'll be there.
That's Donnie.
I was crying when we arrived at the cliff, overlooking the beach. Diane gently took out the urn from my hands, opened it towards the sea, and she said, Donnie was a good bowler. And a good man. He was a man who loved the outdoors. And bowling. I burst out laughing, and snot splurted out of my nose all over my fucking chin. And Dan was laughing too, and 1,000 particles of you flew out around us, all up in my hair. I thought it would be freeing to see you leave like this, disappear. That was the goal of this ceremony. But now I know that it didn't work. It didn't make me feel free. Rather, it made me feel the emptiness. You know this tableau, my little fawn? It's been gathering dust in the back of my personal collection. I haven't displayed it in ages. Here, the artist is depicting her first day at the beach with her daughter. Do you remember? You started worshipping the sand as soon as we got there. You were delighted. We were already imagining you as a teenager with like 7,933 vials of sand everywhere and a subscription to Sand Fans, the Arenophile Review. Hey, if it was between that or weed, we weren't sure which would be worse. You came up to me with a huge seashell. I never understood where you found it. You handed it to me with great pomp and told me I had to write a movie about it. I complained. I don't know his life. I have no idea what he's thinking about. If he's sad or... And then you asked me, so about what is it that you write movies then? And I was speechless for a moment, but... The weather was so nice that day. We had eaten ice cream under the big umbrella. Then you pulled out your little tongue, your head got close to my arm, and I felt something cold and wet above my elbow. You taste salty, you said.
What the heck?
Suddenly, I felt it welling up in my heart and my stomach. Happiness. And then, that's it. That's what I wanted to write about. I'd totally forgotten this, but at one point in my life, I wanted to write about happiness.
Oh.
Here, the artist is depicting herself on the bus, back from the shore. Outside, the setting sun represents... something or other. Is it the end of something? Or the beginning?
Oh, God.
I looked outside the window, and this poem came to my mind. It's Lamartine. I had to learn it by heart in high school. Setting or just rising in a sky clear or gray, what good is the sun? I disregard the day. Were I to track the whole long course of his travel, my eyes would just witness all the void and gravel. I desire nothing that he could ever disperse. I don't demand a thing from the great universe. I was holding your urn against me the whole way back. It was empty, but it felt heavier than ever before. I was all by my lonesome on the bus back, with just a few specks of you. That's what I felt when I came back from the cliff. The poem, the empty bus, the urn on my knees. A void. Back then, I thought it was a good thing. I said to myself, maybe I can start writing now that this is done. And then, nothing.
Oh, God.
I remember almost every word of the pretentious card next to Marie's painting. The auto-portrait series is undoubtedly Marie de Mange's most ambitious work to date. She arranges herself in a discomfiting position, ripe with malaise and also a certain eroticism. Self-portrait number 8 is the final entry in the series, and one of the most powerful paintings of the 21st century. I never could bring it up with Marie. But I'm sure that these paintings were actually inspired by the accident. The ground she's lying on. I can almost guarantee you it's pavement. And her discombobulated body as if her bones were broken. No one knows that except me. I believe she painted you instead of her. Why on earth would she make such a twisted thing, do you think? Apparently the critics and the public loved it. That was the series from which everything started for Marie. I must say that there was something vibrant in these paintings. A sweet and vulnerable mystery in her eyes. It made me sick. I couldn't believe how many paintings Marie had done since you died. Meanwhile, I couldn't write for my life. It made no sense anymore. When I left Alex, I did get started on something, as if separating from him had inspired me. But after a few months, nothing I had written was worth reading. Those paintings made me so angry. I kept thinking this. Marie is feeding off of my bereavement. Through her art, she managed to turn what happened into something else. Something beautiful. I, on the other hand, had nowhere left to go in that moment. I couldn't do it anymore. My bag of happiness was ripped to shreds.
Yeah, dude, this game is a lot. It's so depressing.
Thank you for visiting this exhibit with me, my little fawn. What did you learn? When I see all of this again, I wonder what made me think that making you disappear would take the pain away. Attempting to erase every bit of you meant locking me out of this incredible little room inside my heart. The place that gave me life. The place that inspired me. Now I know that I need to keep that space for you within myself, so that I can write and I can live. You're still with me.
You really think that what, disappeared?
No, of course not, my little fawn. But when you died, I found myself in an impossible situation. I was thinking about you all the time. I kept telling myself it was my fault you weren't here anymore. It's awful to love someone that much, you know?
On the contrary, I think it's beautiful.
Sure, it's beautiful and awful. So, I looked for a solution.
How?
I did what I always do. I watched movies.
Like what?
Ugh.
Manchester by the Sea. One of the most depressing movies ever shot.
Oh no.
But it does star the hottest hottie Michelle Williams. Then I watched The Broken Circle Breakdown. and declaration of war, and all kinds of other miserable stuff. My only requirement was kids dying, parents crying. Also, I spent hours looking at a blog of badly taxidermied pets. I remember one dachshund in particular with these bulging eyes and a big crooked mouth. It was both the saddest and the funniest thing I'd ever seen.
But why were you doing all this?
I think I just wanted to feel sad for someone else. I was hoping I'd feel less alone, like it would water down my grief.
Did it work?
Of course not. Why should it? That wasn't the right way to handle things. Now I know how lucky I am to be able to think about you every day, even though it's hard sometimes. I think about your laugh, the one you made when your dad would attack you with a toy knight. I think about your little doodles. You came back from kindergarten every day with fistfuls of them. We filled up all the walls with them. So we ended up having to sneak some into the garbage.
I knew it!
But I promise I always looked carefully at them before. I think about your birthday pizza.
My... what?
For your 4th birthday, you didn't want a cake and asked for a 4-cheese pizza. Your father was so proud. I think about all of it, little dear. And it's a reminder that you are here with me. I carry that with me into every decision I have to make. And I won't let it go for the world. It's a bit silly, isn't it?
What is...
All of this. Me talking to you right now. You're not even real.
Hey! Just because I'm dead doesn't mean you can be rude.
Marie is on death's door, and I'm out here chatting with my daughter's ghost?
I told you I'm not a ghost. And I love chatting with you, just getting to know you better.
It's a little late for that, don't you think?
It's never too late for a good story. That's what you always said.
I say a lot of stupid stuff.
And if you'd written down half the ones you taught me at bedtime, you'd be rich. Do you remember the one with the horse tribe that does karate?
Ninja Palooza?
Yeah, it was so good. And the duck who kept solving crimes around the farm while drunk.
Inspector Drunkass. No one is going to publish that.
That's too bad. It would be a lot better than Marie's books of Russian folk tales.
Those books were a snooze fest.
Right?
Then why did you hug her so hard every time she bought you a new set?
Because you can be a child and still know how to be diplomatic. Where are you up to with your script?
I haven't looked at it in ages.
Is your job for Grandma taking too much time?
Everything I write sucks.
Oh, come on! Stop it! The whole tortured artist thing doesn't suit you.
And, to be honest, I'm not too fond of the whole petulant tween thing. I liked it better when you were 4 years old.
What are you going to do? Give me a spanking?
Oh, I suppose you're too old for that. I'm so happy to see you.
So am I. And I think you're very pretty.
Oh, thank you, little phone. I only sleep about 5 hours a night. My hair is so dirty that it won't budge even if I untie it, and I'm smoking more than the Amazon rainforest under Bolsonaro.
Oh God.
I've noticed. That's very bad, by the way. That stuff kills, Mom.
Typical me. My imaginary 9-year-old daughter swings by to give me an earful.
I did tell you that you were pretty first.
I'm sorry, Astrid.
Sorry for what?
You know.
I have no idea. I don't read minds anymore. My mom raised me better than that.
That's cute, little fawn. I'm so sorry about... That wasn't a joke.
Sorry, I'm sorry. It's just... Do you remember what happened?
No. I mean, I remember that we were going to Mina's birthday party. I was driving, but after that, it's all a blur.
See? That's why I was laughing. You totally forgot how it happened. For all you know, we were struck by a meteor through the windshield or something. So I ask again. Why are you sorry?
Stop it. I know what you're trying to do, but whatever happened, it was me, Astrid. It was my fault.
All right. You're not ready to talk. You need more time to think.
Astrid. Come back.
Oh god, we're gonna get in the car again, aren't we?
Needs more time to think. What did she mean by that? What am I even talking about? I'm mulling over my dead daughter's imaginary advice? I'm going off the deep end here.
Oh god, here we go.
I know. That's what I need to focus on. I think it's coming back. Yes, it is. Just try a little harder, Juno. I need to dig deeper.
Hairbrush, hook, sunglasses. Oh, phone. That's new.
What does it mean to be a mother? Is it being 100% focused on your child? Is it always knowing what to do? Never having any doubt? Is it sacrificing your ambitions? If you do all that, are you automatically a good mom? And what if you don't manage it? Does that make you a bad mom? I've asked myself all of these questions a lot. Do you want to try and find an answer together?
Alright guys, we'll end it here. Thank you so much for watching.